Hello. Well, we got the impression watching Woodstock in the sea that it was slightly bowed down on average. So we decided to change the shape of the keel to try and correct that. And that's what this video is about. Right, Dick is trying a novel way of getting into the pond. And this is the difficult bit because it's quite slippery and it goes down quite... I should have put my life jacket on. Does the keel hit the bottom?
Yes. It's sitting on the bottom there now.
Well, it's about deepest where the pump is. So if you come a bit that way, that's about the deepest point.
It's on the bottom.
It's on the bottom. Yeah. Well, so much for that idea then. And the pond is at its fullest at the moment. Still on the bottom.
Yeah.
There's too much. There's about There's about 6 inches of mud there.
It's just, you can just see it's just about floating.
I don't think we can get an accurate measurement from that, can we?
It's
Can you sort of scrub it back and forth a bit and try and get them, or get the mud out of the way with your boot? Because there's about 6 inches of mud down there.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, fish.
You're probably directly over the pump at that moment. Yeah. Bubbles coming up, but they're probably coming from the mud rather than from the boat.
Yeah, I think so. So that's, you can see it's just, that's the ground, that's the bottom.
Yes.
And that's it floating.
Okay. Just. Yes.
Right, so that's 8.3. Oh, hang on, this. 8.9. Oops.
Is that pointing upwards, or presumably it is?
Bubbles at the bow end, so yeah.
Yes. It's 8.9. You've got wind on the sails now.
Yeah, I know. That's where's the wind coming from? That direction?
Over there.
Yeah, let me turn it round.
Well, in that case, it can't be floating, can it? Or is it the windage on the top of the mast? On the mast that's doing that?
It's hard to tell, and it's also scuff a bit under. Can you get a deeper prompt?
No.
Could you organise it, please?
We could make a shallower keel. Remember that that's exactly where the pump is. Well, that doesn't make any sense because the wind is pushing the mast far down. This is impossible. It must not be floating.
Yeah, that's what I'm worrying about. I mean, it's slightly lifting off the water, but it's not.
I had to
now
clear.
Giving me 9.4, 9.3, 9.4.
Upwards, bow up.
Bow up.
Yes, but
that can't be right, can it?
no. So basically, we're not winning here.
No. That's kind of a bit.
So this is not working.
No. Good idea, but 9.3. The bows up.
Yes.
It's to the bows at the moment, and it says 9.3.
Yes.
And if I turn it round on the same spot, while the wind's calm, which it is at the moment, I'll quickly do that. Bugger. barometric pressure.
That's a key feature of mobile phones, that you touch them anywhere and they change completely.
Yes. And now I've got, again on the bows, 9.3. Oh, that's consistent.
So it's bow up 9.3.
3. That'll do.
Right.
We've got the reading.
We'll
both
take that.
sides.
9.3 bow up.
Yeah. When it's canted, it won't be quite as deep by a millimetre or two.
No.
How well this Allen key's not fitting in there.
Yes. That won't help.
Got visions of, or recollections of, what's it, Kangaroo or whatever that thing is? What's that?
Yes. Dangamarine.
Dangamarine.
Yes.
See, it's just grinding the head off it.
You need to put this on its side on the ground, but with a bit of foresight. Better remember which is what on these things now. This is starboard top left. Or does it not matter?
No, I don't.
They're all different. No, it was that like that.
So what we want to do is we want to do that.
I can spray some more of this completely inappropriate cutting fluid on here if you want. Is this loose? Something underneath that. This one? You should go in there without any trouble.
I think you flatten it over.
Oh, well, that's yeah. No trouble. Yeah.
The oxidization.
Right, well, Dick is saying that he's not prepared to go out in this weather just to test the boat in the pond. I can't think what's the matter with you, Dick. So we have got it. We've got this boat upside down, but with the keel moved back by about an inch compared with where it was before. I mean the keel weight, the bottom thing, this thing at the bottom, which weighs 8 kilograms. But we don't know whether it's going to be too much or too little. Well, here we are after lunch. We've got the keel reinstalled with the bottom weight further astern, and Dick, as ever, is going to do the main job of putting it in the pond. I'm just keeping myself dry. You can tread on the cable, it's no problem. Just remember it goes down there. Goes down.
Yeah.
Don't know how you managed to keep your balance with carrying this 20 kilogram weight.
The release thing on it, I press 10.5 and no wind on it. Let me turn it round and you can.
Well, more by luck than judgment, we have actually got it exactly right.
Well, that says 20.4.
Well, it just shows you how inaccurate that apple is.
It just shows how much is sticking on the bottom of the tool. Create a little hollow here that's got nothing in it.
I just have to get a bigger pond, won't I?
Yeah. Dig it out.
19.5, that can't be right. That's clearly not 20 degrees off the horizontal, is it? Your spirit level's gone cockeyed. Did you have a sort of calibration thing to do?
Well,
Now it says 4.2. I think, did you press some calibration or what?
I did just, well, I'm not sure. There's a square with a cross on it.
Yes.
And that seems to.
But if you change the calibration, then we're up creek, because whatever it was before, we don't know.
That's right.
But I think we got a figure of 10, didn't we? And last.
I see what happens. You can put it at any angle you like.
Yes.
Press that thing.
Yes.
And it will centre on that. So it's not very. I'm sorry.
So you could have done that.
We'll have to go on the plimsoll line. That's all we can go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the plimsoll line is definitely higher up, and we can compare that on the video, can't we?
Yeah.
The marker. It's definitely nose up now, so
Yeah.
when the wind is blowing and pushing the mast forward, it might be a bit better. Whole section on the front of the keel and a thin section on the trailing edge.
Yeah.
And now we're going to dress it in our trademark blue damp-proof course PVC. Right, so Dick has finished dressing the keel, and we now have a nice sharp knife edge kind of thing, or at the front, leading edge down there.
Yeah.
And similarly on the other at the back. Do you not think that it looks better raked back slightly like that? And you think it could be raked back further, don't you, Dick?
I think it could be raked back further,
Yes.
but I think it's a good start.
Yeah. Well, that's the new keel raked back a bit. I was quite surprised how small the rake looks on the boat compared with what seemed to me to be quite a large angle on those little triangular plates that we use. But and probably, you know, we could rake it a bit more than that, and it would help if we did, to prevent weed from catching on the keel. Anyway, we'll try that out as soon as Dick comes back at the end of March from his other occupation, which seems to be attending other people's funerals and helping to wind up their estates. Worse than that, he's gone off with the deck of Woodstock, so I can't do any more testing on waterproofing until he brings that deck back. I had in mind to do something with this, but we'll just have to wait till the end of March to do that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching.